Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for City of Greensboro news and information. The Commission on the Status of Women, Greensboro's Human Rights Department, the Greensboro Police Department, and the Guilford County Family Justice Center will co-sponsor two events commemorating October as National Domestic Violence Awareness Month. The annual Purple Tree Lighting Ceremony kicks off the month at 12 p.m. on Monday, October 2nd at Governmental Plaza in downtown Greensboro. To promote community awareness of domestic violence, the trees will be lit nightly for the entire month. Thursday, October 19th is National Domestic Violence Awareness Day. The community is asked to wear purple on this day to show support for and solidarity with those impacted by domestic violence. From 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. and again from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., you are encouraged to participate in any of the following suggestions. Wear or display the color purple. Talk it out and be willing to break the silence. Educate yourself about relationship red flags and common warning signs of abuse. Discover resources available in your area by calling the Family Justice Center at 336-641-7233 for information and links to service providers. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, call 911 or the Family Service of the Piedmont 24/7 Crisis Hotline at 336-273-7273. Water Resources is in the field investigations phase of the lead and copper compliance program. In this phase, water customers are asked to allow the city contractor to dig a small hole on your property approximately 5 feet from the water meter. The contractor is also allowed to dig a second hole on the city's right-of-way. The contractor will use the least invasive method, commonly referred to as vacuum excavation, to confirm your water pipe material. Contractors will restore the dig site to its previous conditions to the best of their ability. Approximately 140 randomly selected properties have been pre-selected throughout this service area, namely if your house or commercial space was built before 1986. If your property is selected, you will receive a letter in the mail. If you meet all the requirements, contact the project manager at 336-373-2527 to schedule a time to sign the right of entry form for a home, office, or place of business within city limits. You'll know when your property is next for excavation when you see utility markings in your yard. If you are not home when the contractor arrives, a door hanger will confirm the job was completed. Your participation is a crucial component of our lead and copper compliance program. Knowing what materials service lines are made of helps Water Resources inventory those lines and identify potential risks of lead exposure. For more information, please visit the city's website. The Human Rights Commission is accepting nominations for the 2024 class of Everyday Champions of Civil Rights. The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Breakfast Committee will select 5 honorees for recognition at the 38th Annual Breakfast on January 15th at the Corey Convention Center. This year's theme is Inspired to Dream. The public is invited to nominate individuals or organizations who have made substantial contributions to further Dr. King's vision or to champion civil rights, civil liberties, and/or human rights in Greensboro. Nominees should have demonstrated a level of dedication or achievement beyond what may be expected in the normal course of the nominee's work. Nominations are due by November 13th. All ages and occupations are eligible. Posthumous nominations will also be accepted. The Everyday Champions Award was established in 2023. The inaugural class of honorees includes County Commissioner Melvin Skip Alston, T. Diane Bellamy Small, Joyce Gorham Worsley, James Shields, and the late Reverend Dr. T. Anthony Spearman. For more information, visit the city's website or contact Jody Stanley at 336-373-2038. Cone Health has partnered with the city to share a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Following these tips is an easy way to help each of us improve our quality of life. Let's take a moment to check out today's news for your health.
Over 39 million Americans suffer from migraine headaches, including men, women, and children. So migraines are headaches, usually lasting between 4 and 72 hours. They can interfere with daily activities of life. Associated symptoms include nausea and later sound sensitivity. Common features of migraines include lateralization to one side of the head, a pounding or a throbbing quality, visual or other types of auras, as well as dizziness and vertigo. Most people with migraines have identified triggers. Some of the more common triggers include stress, whether that's emotional or physical, bright lights, loud noises, strong smells. Weather changes can trigger migraines. Dehydration, sleep disturbances. Restorative sleep is very, very important in migraine management. Alcohol, such as red wine or beer. Certain foods, especially those that contain nitrites or nitrates or sulfites, artificial sweeteners, MSG. The best thing that you can do is keep a headache journal or diary. That'll help identify patterns and triggers to your migraines or headaches. When you're having a migraine, the best thing that you can do is to treat it early. Find a calm, relaxing environment. Turn the lights off. Try temperature therapy, cold packs or warm water. Even drinking a little bit of caffeine can help, but you have to be very careful with caffeine. There are medications that you can use, whether they're over-the-counter medications, such as ibuprofen or acetaminophen, or prescription medications such as triptans. But I do have to warn that taking medications for acute migraine treatment, or when you have the migraines, can cause something called rebound or medication overuse headache if used more than 10 times a month. You should let your doctor know if you have more than just the occasional migraine or headache, or if your headaches are worsening, or if the symptoms are changing in severity, frequency, or quality. You should also let your doctor know if migraines or headaches are triggered by sneezing or coughing or laying down or by sex. And of course, you should always seek the advice of a medical professional if you have any concerning symptoms such as fever, confusion, excessive vomiting, shortness of breath, new vision loss, or anything that's concerning or new to you. Thanks for joining me today. I hope this was helpful for you. For more information, go to conehealth.com/headaches. I'm Dr. Antonia Ahern.
Explore the complexities of the American body during the next residency at the Hires. And the city's subject matter expert on diversity and inclusion takes center stage at the next Human Rights Commission meeting. We'll have those stories and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. Creative Greensboro will welcome Greensboro author and performing artist Deanna Kelly Syed for the premiere of her new solo performance work, American Body. Her residency will be at the Stephen D. Hires Theater, taking place from October 12th to October 15th. Syed will host a free workshop at 4 p.m. on Saturday, September 30th, on how to create your own solo show. The event is free to attend and no writing or acting experience is necessary. This will be followed by a community discussion on Monday, October 9th about bodies and belonging. American Body is an original solo show written and performed by Syed. Through 11 different characters, Syed humorously reveals how size, race, the American diet, and ancestral history intrudes upon our bodies. Tickets will be available on Creative Greensboro's website or on the event page. The residency at the Hyers is in the Greensboro Cultural Center, located at 200 North Davie Street. The City of Greensboro's Diversity and Inclusion Officer will be the featured speaker at the next meeting of the Greensboro Human Rights Commission. Maria Hicks-Few will present on Thursday, October 5th. The public is invited to join the Zoom meeting at 6 p.m. If you prefer to join the meeting by phone, please call 301-715-8592. In this latest installment of the Commission's Let's Talk Access series, Hicks-Few will specifically address the purpose of promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace. As the city's first diversity and inclusion officer, Hicks-Few supports municipal operations by developing and implementing the City of Greensboro's equity and inclusion strategy and associated action plan. The sought-after speaker and skilled facilitator is the owner of HR for You, a human resources consulting firm. Additionally, Hicks-Few is an adjunct professor at North Carolina A&T State University, her alma mater. For more information about the Human Rights Commission, contact Commission's Administrator Liz Lennon at 336-373-2038. Art in the Arboretum is a juried art event featuring 50 artists from throughout the region. The popular event will take place on Sunday, October 1st from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Greensboro Arboretum. Admission is free. Art in the Arboretum invites vendors to sell art, paintings, pottery, mixed media, photography, wood, wearable fiber, jewelry, and much more. Entertainers will be set up on 3 stages. Other activities include honeybee exhibits, gardening activities, and art bark. Food and beverages will also be available for purchase. To access the complete lineup of musical acts and artists, visit the Greensboro Beautiful website. The Greensboro Arboretum is located at 401 Ashland Drive. Art in the Arboretum is sponsored by Greensboro Beautiful and the Greensboro Parks and Recreation Department. For more information, call 336-373-2964. The director of Greensboro's Planning Department is known nationally for the trend-setting work she does for the city. Coming up after the break, find out how she's putting Greensboro on the map from a leadership perspective. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The City of Greensboro has an award-winning planning team. This was confirmed earlier this year when the department received the prestigious Daniel Burnham Award, considered the gold standard. Joining me now to tell us about the American Planning Association and the leadership role she will play is Sue Schwartz. She is the director of Greensboro's Planning Department. Hello, Sue. Always good to see you.
Hi, Carla.
Well, congratulations are in order. You have been selected to be president of the American Planning Association. Tell me, how large of an organization is this, and what will your duties be as president?
Well, we have 40,000 members across the United States, but also members from around the world that belong to the American Planning Association. It is the America's oldest planning organization, over 110 years old. And so we have, my duties are to, one, keep up the proud tradition, but work on what are the needs of our members, making sure we're delivering the services that help us all make our communities better.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations. That is no small feat. You are most deserving. How long have you been a member of APA, and what drew you to get involved?
Well, I've been a member of APA since I was a student, actually. So I hate to say it's 40 years ago.
That's okay.
But I got active because my very first boss out of graduate school was active in APA, and he kept saying, this is the way you stay current with the different tools, the different policies, things that are trends that are going on in planning. And at first I started out as just writing newsletter information for my region. I worked for the Council of Governments in Hickory, and I was kind of upset that the big cities were getting all the attention, and I wanted to show things that we were doing, and just progressed, worked on committees at the state level, became a vice president for the state, and then state president, and then was really interested in the professional credentialing, because that is, we are certified planners. It's the American Institute of Certified Planners is the professional institute of APA. And I wanted to make sure that our standards were such that I want to be involved in that conversation. Are we current? What are our code of ethics? What are our training expectations, continuing education? So I served on that commission and was president of AICP 20 years ago. And I've always been active in APA in some form or fashion, whether it's just, advising on a committee or working on some project. And this felt like the right time. There were things I was really interested in that the organization was working on, and I felt I could put my experience to work for the organization and for my fellow planners.
Well, I'm so excited for you because you do live, breathe, and just emote planning, and every conversation with you is so interesting because you have that wealth of knowledge and years of experience. So with that, what do you consider most rewarding about being a city planner and leading Greensboro's planning efforts?
Well, I love my job. I genuinely found my vocation. Not everybody gets that. It's more than just a job. It's more than just a profession. The most rewarding things are when plans really come together. We spent a long time developing the plan on Westgate City Boulevard, and then, within that planning process, talked about the need for streetscape and improvements. And when you finally get to see that happening, and you know that there were lots of community meetings and a lot of discussions about that, then, and then there it is, it's happened, and you've helped just facilitate that conversation. I think the most rewarding part is helping people have that conversation together about what do they want for the future for Greensboro, whether it's their corner of the neighborhood or Greensboro as a whole. So I can honestly say in the 35 years I've been in Greensboro, I've never done the same thing twice. So it's never boring. There's always something interesting and a different nuance to help make things happen.
Fantastic. So with you being at the helm of the National American Planning Association, how will our city benefit from that?
Well, I hope I can continue to bring ideas, techniques, different things that I learn in my travels back to Greensboro. I've tried to do that throughout my career when I've been active in APA. And so we've had several things, for example, like even the East Market Street streetscape. The whole idea of narrowing those lanes down and creating a sense of place came from an American Planning Association project. So I'm always going to be on the lookout to find things that we can bring back, but I'm also going to be on the lookout for opportunities to brag about what we have here in Greensboro, because a lot of people, I think we're an untapped resource for not just the state, but the rest of the country, and I want to brag about what we have here.
And we are trendsetters on many levels.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now, you will officially assume the role as president in January, so what are you most looking forward to?
Well, actually, I start in January as president-elect, so you have a year to kind of catch up with what the board has been working on and the organization. And so my hope, there are two areas that are very close, and they come from working here in Greensboro, is undoing the legacy of redlining. It wasn't just a line on a map. There were all these policies that were integrated that we may have changed the zoning code or we may have changed some of the borrowing practices, but these other pieces are still there. Yeah. Figuring out how to break them apart and how to correct them so that everyone can benefit from the prosperity that we have here in the city. And so being able to do that on a national level, because it's not unique to Greensboro, having those conversations across the country. So that's one of my projects. But then the second one, I really want APA to be the resource for our planners, that we are what they need, listening to them about what their challenges are and what are the programs and resources they need from their professional association to help them be more successful.
Well, I know you will do it. And again, congratulations on this outstanding designation. You are most deserving for taking our city planning to new heights, but I know you're going to do the same with American Planning Association.
Thank you, Carla, very much.
Yes, we'll come back and give us updates on how it's going.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Stay tuned for some interesting and useful information about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. One way to stay informed about decisions that impact you and our city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. The City Council has resumed meeting in the Katie Dorset Council Chamber on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building located at 300 West Washington Street. The public is allowed in person, but only in a limited capacity. Those who choose not to be in the building can participate virtually. The Greensboro City Council meetings are broadcast right here on GTN. The meetings are also streamed live on the city's website and on Roku. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. A major rehabilitation of Southwoods Apartments on Columbus Street is underway. The property consists of nearly 60 affordable studio homes. In addition to other funding sources, the City of Greensboro is investing more than $2 million from the American Rescue Plan through a 0% interest loan. The Southwoods project was approved by the Greensboro City Council in October 2022 and authorized for contracting in May of this year. The rehab is expected to be complete by the end of next year. Occupancy is limited to households earning less than 50% of the area median income. Rent will be $485 per month for each unit. The rehab activity will be certified under the National Association of Home Builders National Green Building Standard and Federal Energy Star programs. The rehabilitation of Southwoods will enable the property to provide much-needed affordable housing at an increased level of energy efficiency, resulting in lower utility and maintenance costs. The city funded the initial construction of Southwoods back in 1997. The Housing and Neighborhood Development Department will work with the developer to perform inspections, coordinate with other funding sources, and ensure compliance with city funding requirements. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first, prepare to mark your calendars for the places to go and things to do on the town.
I'm Dave, and here are some of the special events happening this weekend on the town. On September 28th, the Tanger Center hosts a special screening of the Academy Award-winning animated film Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. The movie's boundary-pushing soundtrack will be performed by live musicians and turntables featuring a DJ Scratcher live on stage. Seats start at $29. Buy yours at the box office or online at tangercenter.com. The North Carolina Chamber Orchestra presents cellist Ryan Grabert and Carl Ronovic in a performance of Vivaldi's Concerto to Two Celli. The September 29th concert at the Wellspring Theater also includes Carl Nielsen's Little Suite and Tchaikovsky's Serenade for Strings. Tickets cost $25 and you can get yours at nchamberorchestra.org. Preschool and elementary-age children and families can explore the history of Greensboro firefighting September 30th at the Greensboro History Museum. The program is free, and folks can learn more at the museum's website, greensborohistory.org. Daniel Barksdale's new stage play titled Sunday Morning plays September 30th at the Odeon Theater at the Greensboro Coliseum. The play tells of a church congregation facing devastating news as the church prepares to reopen from the pandemic. Tickets cost $30 and may be bought at the box office or online at greensborocoliseum.com. John Christ's Emotional Support Tour stops at the Tanger Center October 1st for a laugh-filled performance. One of the nation's fastest-rising stand-up comedians, he's known for his no-holds-barred humor, southern-bred wit, and charming relatability. Tickets start at $25.75. Get yours at the box office or online at tangercenter.com. Stay tuned to FYI Weekly for more happenings on the town.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. The Greensboro Coliseum will host the triumphant return of the world-famous Harlem Globetrotters. This is your chance to witness the record-breaking stars of basketball in living color as they bring an unforgettable blend of dribbling, spinning, and dunking to the court. Don't miss the chance to see Hammer, TNT, Bulldog, Cheese, Torch, Hot Shot, Jet, Wham, and Thunder, just to name a few, as they run circles around the Washington Generals and hype up the crowd. This action takes place at 2 p.m. on Saturday, April 20th. Die-hard fans can score the best seats by visiting the Globetrotters website to purchase tickets, which are now on sale. Fans will have the opportunity to take home an official Spalding Harlem Globetrotters basketball or get their hands on the newly designed Harlem Globetrotters Marble Series ball on game day. Unrivaled fan engagement continues with pre-game offerings such as the Magic Pass, post-game access, and more in-game fan interaction than ever before. You might even find yourself mid-court as part of the all-new fan-filled halftime skills showcase. Act fast, tickets are likely to sell out quickly. Straight ahead on the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO Shout Out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO Shout Out. This week's shout out goes to the Carolina Cowboys. The City of Greensboro welcomed the Carolina Cowboys to City Hall in advance of the team's Professional Bull Riders Camping World Team Series at the Greensboro Coliseum. The charismatic Cowboys were joined by their beloved bovine, Mare Greens Bull, renamed in honor of Mayor Nancy Vaughn. This visit and a city proclamation commemorates the team's relocation to Greensboro earlier this year. The Carolina Cowboys are the region's only professional bull riding team. Way to go, Carolina Cowboys. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings, which airs on 90.1 FM and 100.7 FM. Be sure to download both weekly podcasts, Talk City Greensboro and Connect GSO, plus GTN is streaming on Roku. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.